attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got cash in the bag, stadium packed. Put a rock star on the side, live it up, call me attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got cash in the bag, stadium packed. Put a rock star on the side, live it up, call me attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I started to grow. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to grow. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Let's go. Yeah. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly. I'm going to be your host today, and thank you for stopping by here on this channel. I'm going to give you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. Proof is in the pudding. I hope y'all were watching yesterday. We actually were looking at a level for the S&P 500. It came right down to that, and we did get a wick right off of that level. So we'll revisit that. We'll take a look. All right, but Bitcoin is holding strong. S&P's dumping, Nasdaq's dumping, it's all dumping. But Bitcoin said, hold my beer. I ain't going nowhere. All right, so this is good. This is good. Times of uncertainty, a lot of turmoil, Bitcoin holding strong. I like to see it. It makes me feel pretty good about cryptocurrency right now as a whole, that it's not dumping. I tell you, and I will say that I called it wrong to a sense. To a sense, I did call it wrong. All right. I said that, you know, when the Nasdaq, when things get weird, the things get kind of uncertain, the Nasdaq pulls back, correlation begins to tighten between Bitcoin and the Nasdaq because people are going risk off, but that does not seem to be the case this time. 2022, yep, that was the case, no doubt about it. But now, today, in particular, I don't know what's going on. I'll be honest with you. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but it's holding strong. And I love to see it. I love to see it. That adds to the bullish narrative of crypto, that it's here to stay. And I think, you know, there could be good times ahead. There could be good times ahead. But let's go over and get to the chat here. Let me turn on live chat so I don't miss any of you guys. And now it is time to show you some love for stopping by. I appreciate you very, very much. Alexandra G, she is in here. Number one, she is the best mod around. We got Donato Cabrera. What's up to you? Deborah, how you doing? Good to see you. Eco, let's go. All right, who else we got? Scrolling down, and we got Goldie Crypto. Good evening to everyone. Where are you at, Goldie? Where are you? It is not evening where we are, especially here in California. I would say good brunch to you. Let me know. Let me know where you're at. Interested to know. We got Wix, wife, fine, 8 and 9. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. And BC Port Corp, what's up, my dude? Loving the background. Yeah, I dropped that in the Discord. I gave you guys some options. Not many people actually responded, but you know, that is what it is. They were more interested in playing with the AI bot that's in there. You guys love that thing. Unbelievable how much you guys interact with that crazy AI bot. So we tried some changes. We gave Iceman a chance. He was too soft. We gave Cartman a chance. Wasn't really digging that either. We actually settled back on Stinger, our original AI bot. He's crushing it, man. So all good, all good. Netherlands, Amsterdam. All right, cool. Well, thank you for tuning in all the way across the pond. That is much appreciated. Let's go. All right, so let's get into the news today. First thing we are going to look at is going to be the Kabisi letter. The S&P 500 is now 1.4% away from its first circuit breaker since March 2020. If the S&P falls below 5,018 before 3:25 p.m. Eastern, that is close. That is time is a ticking. We're getting close. It's not looking good. Like I said, it's just not looking good for the S&P and the Nasdaq. But again, not super surprised. I just thought there would be a tighter correlation with cryptocurrencies along with TradeFly. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real. All right, so looking at the chart, so we're gonna just do a little top-down analysis here at S&P. Now, when I said, hey, we were looking at a very key level, all right, I pointed this out to you yesterday. Even though we were here, I was pointing out here, right? I felt like this was the better area. There's a technical reason to come down here. All right, technically it makes sense. We are getting a bounce. All right, so we are seeing that it is trying to hold support, and you can see the correlation here if you just come back left on the chart. All right, both support and resistance. It was playing around with this level. It became key. It became key, right? Took a move up, and then we came all the way back down to retest it, and then we never saw it again. Up and away we went. Look at the gap we were creating here, though. Take note of that. So, you know, there's a lot of people that are big on filling these gaps, right? That's hands down, like people talk about it all the time. If we do see a bounce here, right, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to see some candle closes for confirmation, but keep an eye on that gap. But what happens? Are we going to stair step down based on, what's going on in the market right now, based on the data that's coming out? That's the thing that we really are going to have to consider is, do we do something a lot like this? Do you break down, retest, continuation? Break down, do we come up, retest, continuation? I can't be here to predict where we're going to go, but we will be ready for it, right? This one, easy. This was easy peasy. Seeing that rejection there, you knew coming down made a lot of sense. Here, we'll see. We'll see how we interact. We'll look for some candle closes, see if we get some more bearish structure on those candles, and then, man, we could see another move down. I mean, it's in the cards. It's really... So what I'm saying is, there's two things that you got to look for. In the middle here, you don't get too concerned about what it's doing in there. These are the two areas you're looking at, 5403 and 5140 or 5130. All right, so 5130. All right, you're going to keep your eye on that. That's something that you need to monitor, because that is going to give you an idea of what the heck is going to happen here. If we hold support, all right, cool. That's okay, right? That's ideal. You want that to hold support, no doubt about that. And then if it moves up to 5403, then you're like, okay, here we go again. Like, what's next? Do you break through? And that makes you feel a lot better about the market if you do break through there. But right now, it is a little bit of a waiting game. There is no doubt about it, and it would be a risky play to long the S&P right now. But that being said, taking a flyer here on the S&P would make sense. All right, so the 0.382, if you guys don't know, when you traditionally are in I'm not going to say a bull market, but when you're moving bullish, the trend is bullish, the 0.382 pointing back to that makes a lot of technical sense, and it can continue up and right, and it's not that big a deal. Now, I know people are freaking out, and they're like, oh, bear market this and all that. Yeah, I mean, you're pushing the envelope for some of the traditional markets. I think the NASDAQ especially. But we set an all-time high. Like, it can't go up and right and forever. It's got to cool down. It has to. The problem that we're kind of running into is all the issues with the tariffs, the uncertainty in the market, but we did get some good job numbers that came out today. And, that's... you just got to weigh that. You got to weigh it. But again, this is a line in the sand for me right here, where we're at, time now. And I think that's going to tell us a lot about the TradeFly market. All right. It's not telling us everything about the crypto market, which is very, very interesting. So let's get over to the crypto market. Let's talk about that a little bit. Total market cap sitting at 2.68 trillion. That's up 2.3%. 24-hour trading volume is at 103 billion. That is a decrease of 17.95%. Bitcoin dominance is at 61.98%, which is a decrease of 0.02. 61.98%. People are, I will say, in a sense, the way I'm kind of seeing it in my mind right now is they're going risk off in the cryptocurrency world. You understand what I'm saying? They're getting out of some of these altcoins. They're moving into Bitcoin, and that's kind of their safe haven. That is why I think that number is so high. There are some analysts that think that number is going to continue to go up as we get into, if we continue in a little economic downturn, we'll say. So Bitcoin itself at 84,000, Ethereum's at 1812. We talked about that yesterday. That was getting down to a region that we were kind of looking at, right? We were like, hey, there could be some positive price action getting down in the zone that we pointed out yesterday on the show. XRP with a nice bounce. We're going to look at XRP because it got down to a zone I was looking at. I didn't cover that yesterday, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I did have the zone marked, and we will revisit that today. Solana at 122, getting a nice bounce. Love to see it. Back over 121, key level. Came down, got underneath of that for a little bit, and now we're right back over 121. Good to see there. Dogecoin at 17 cents, Cardano at 66 cents. So everything is getting a nice little bounce, which is nice to see. And you are going to see that in the crypto bubbles because it's green out there. Grass. Hey, what's up? You crazy crypto people love the grass, that's for sure. It's up 15%. Atom is up 12.8%. Haven't seen good moves out of Atom in a long time. Algo up 9.8. Sonic, that's what it is. Phantom. It was Phantom. That's up 10.1%. What else? Jupe's up 9.6. Maker's up 9.5. Who's moving in the wrong direction? Ton is moving in the wrong direction. And PI or Pi, whatever they are calling that, is down 5%. So Not ideal. What about Caspa? Let's see if I can find. What if I can see if I can find Cas? I know that's a Retro Mike favorite. Let's see here. There it is, up 4.3%. All right, good to see. Good to see. All right, let's see what we got going on in the chat here. I'm gonna see if anybody has showed up late. Want to make sure I show everybody some love, and make sure to like and subscribe, please. I would appreciate that. Smash it. All right, get that going. Get that going. I would really appreciate that. Let's go. All right, Harp. Of course, I'm driving. My bad, dude. I'm random right now. I'm completely random. I do what I do when I do. All right, Andrew Cameron, GM, what is up to you? JB, what is up? Good to see you again. All right, scrolling down. I think that is about it. That is about it. All right, so, of course, same old here, okay? One of the things that we want to do is set up our exchange. So every day we're going in, we're ready. You know, if we find a good level that we're looking at, and I'm actually seeing one right now on the chart, it looks like we are currently getting a little rejection. That's on the 15-minute. Let's go ahead and look at the 5-minute. That is showing you potentially a little bit of a pullback. That could be in the cards. That could be in the cards. Looking at this right here, just want to come back left on the chart. And yeah, there's a decent little zone. Once we do a little bit of analysis, I don't want to just jump in because I see, a little bit of action that signals to me that we could see a little bit of a pullback here. I do want to at least do a little bit of TA before I just jump into that. But we are all set up. We are ready to go. You guys can see how it's set up, right? I got the 44X. I'm ready to go long. I'm ready to go short. We're risking 300 to make almost $1,000. All right, so that is what we're looking at right now if we were to execute a trade. But let's go ahead and continue on with some of the TA. All right. Maybe not the TA just yet. We'll go with the economic calendar first. All right, so non-farm payrolls, that came out. That was at 228K, way over consensus, way over forecast. That is actually good. Unemployment rate is at 4.2%. Consensus was 4.1. Forecast was 4.2. So not a big surprise there. Fed Chair Powell did talk today. Okay, he did talk. It was not ideal, and I will get into that when I get into the news here. Trump is being so aggressive right now that it's kind of hard. They can't get ahead of it. All right, and you guys got to understand that. You're like, hey, they're one and the same. They should be working together. You are right there. But what is happening, and he said this very clearly, we have to react to how the economy reacts to this aggressive policy structure that's coming out with Trump. Okay, so he is making crazy changes very quickly, and that's putting a lot of stress on these individuals to figure out what they are going to do. How are they going to, adapt to what's happening with the tariffs? All right, so I understand what he's saying in that aspect. It is going to be a little bit tough. It's going to be a little bit tough. But that being said, let's go ahead and look at what he's talking about here. And you know what we got to do? We got to sound the siren. All right, here we go. Fed Chair Powell says President Trump's tariffs are bigger than expected, risking higher inflation and slower growth. And we know that. We are aware that there is a potential for higher inflation based on this. There's going to be businesses, there's going to be small businesses, there's going to be large businesses that are going to feel the effects of tariffs. There are no doubt about it. How that money translates into the consumer is yet to be seen. All right, that difference, are they going to pass it along? Most likely, right? That's typically how it works. If you're a business owner, it's about the bottom line. You usually pass that on to the consumer. We got it. Will there be slower growth? Maybe, right? That is very much on the plate as well. And I'm going to hold to this. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it quite a few times. It is going to be short-term pain for long-term gain. My concern is he going to be able to see it through? He's making massive change. Is he going to be able to see it through? Or is it going to be up to the next guy? And who will that next guy be? And will the American people get tired of this very quickly, this aggressive movement, this rapid change in policy? Do they get, fatigued by that. And then when it comes around to voting again, they say, hey, you know what? Like, we played this game, wasn't so good for the pocketbook, and you never really, you don't get to realize the end game. You don't get to see the vision, right? Because you only have 4 years to make that happen, and really less than 4 years, to be perfectly transparent. So that's kind of a concern with me, and we will see. We will see how this plays out. All right, next up we got Trump chose a tariff formula based on trade deficits and exports, ignoring expert input and triggering market turmoil. Yep, we see all that. There's no doubt about it. He's at the peak, just not giving an F anymore. My man just don't care, right? He's a hold my beer, watch me work. So again, this is kind of just reiterating the same point that I just talked about. It's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be something that we have yet to I won't say yet to experience, but I would say a lot of us haven't experienced it in our lifetime since we've been able to vote, where a president has come in and he has just wrecked shop. It reminds me of a bull in a china shop. Sometimes that is needed, though. We will see. We will see. I try to stay unbiased, and I try to be positive and hope for the best. All right, but there are going to be people that are affected. People are going to lose their jobs. We're already seeing that. There's going to be a shock. There's going to be a shock to the market. There's going to be a shock to business owners, and there really could be higher inflation based on some of these policies. It's just, we got to weigh it. We got to weigh it. Like, you know, what's better? What's better for America in the long run? My personal feeling about it, and you could disagree. You could disagree with me. My personal feeling is that ultimately we are trying to clean up some of the inefficiencies in the government, and we are trying to structure it in a way that ultimately will put less burden on the people itself. I think that's what they're trying to do, specifically I'll say more specifically Elon, right? And his effort. I know he's getting a lot of hate right now. But that's just my thought. Again, I think in the long run, it's probably for the best, because it was out of control. It was out of control. Some of the contracts, some of the fraud that was going on, it was nutty. It was nutty. The rich were getting richer, and they were getting rich in the government. As a government official, they were getting rich. Can someone help me understand that? That's supposed to be service. You're supposed to be serving the people, not finding your mean to get rich. That's not how that works. That's not what it's for. As a public servant, you actually should probably make less, because you're serving the people. That's your job. That's not what was happening, though. All right, let's get into fun stuff. Technical analysis. I know you guys are probably ripping me in the chat here. Let's go ahead and look at this. Let's see what we got going on. Bitunix, love it. You guys know that's the exchange. We'll point that out here when we get to the... Oh, you know what? I got to post it. Let me post that in the chat. I'm slacking. I will go ahead and pin it. Thank you, Alexandra G. I appreciate you, lady. Here we go. That is not it. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? What just happened with that? There we go. Copy. Boom. Dropping it like it's hot. Let's go. All right. Got that posted in there. Let's go ahead and pin it. This is the one, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one right here in the chat, okay? It is going to save you 10% on your trading fees. Use that link, all right? Don't scan that little box down here. Hold on, let me come back to you. Is it the... Oh, I got the right hand. Look at that. I did that right. Do not scan that. Don't scan that today. Don't scan that this week. That's not the one that's going to save you money. What's in the chat right now, that's the one. All right, it's pinned in the chat. That's the one that will save you 10%. Somebody Matter of fact, thank you, somebody. Somebody actually signed up with it. I got a few people who have signed up, and I appreciate that. And it's going to work out for you. All right. You guys are going to save 10% on your trading fees. Why not? I mean, are other people doing that? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if anyone else is offering that. All right. Let's look at the liquidation heat map. Boom. All right, liquidation heat map. You can see where liquidity is sitting right now. It is at 84,900. I think we just had to move up. We're going to have to reload this. Don't tell me we did a little liquidity grab just from the time that it went up there about 84,350. You can see it's really hard for you to see because it's just a dark spot. It's not actually showing you the whole thing. Let's look at the daily real quick. There you go. That makes it a little more clear. So just a clear rejection on a horizontal level of resistance. You do see some liquidity building up here, about 85,750 or so. A little bit of a hot spot. There is your hot spot. Your hot spot on the daily is at about 81,550. Let's go ahead and mark those two areas. So we'll have to go back here. Let's bring up Bitcoin. And let's go to the hourly for now. All right. 81. Just go back and take a little look-see here. Let's go to the top of that, 81,550. 81,550. So not too far from where it was yesterday. Go to settings. 81,550. Update it. So there's your new hotspot. All right. And what does that do? That actually moved it up above the weekly pivot. So interesting. That's very much in play. I know the price is up here. I know it is. But keep an eye on that zone. Mark it on your charts. Just mark it. Because then you know it's there. You always want to know liquidity, where it's at. Know where it's at. Okay, where's the top? Let's do the bottom here, 85,650. 85,650. Let's go ahead and make another horizontal here. 85,650. Got to say it in my mind a couple times. 85. Oh, that's way up here. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing that. It's all right. We'll put it on the chart. 85,650. Was that 85? No, it was 85. Okay. There you go. So there's your two areas of liquidity. A couple things I would say, hey, mark on your chart here. All right, is you get that range. All right, value area. Let me actually, the fixed range volume profile here. Might want to update that if I haven't. Let me just double check here, make sure I got the most up to date. That's what happens when you go live on a whim. That's okay. You guys can kind of walk through the process with me a little bit. Yep, just got to update this just a little bit. Cool. So there is your updated levels for the fixed range volume profile. Again, that is the range itself, not time-based. This is for the range. And you can see where you got your value area low right with the liquidity. Right with the previous week pivot. Love it. So a lot of things are lining up in that area. I would say that is a spot to mark on your charts. I think you'll see some price action. All right. If I was a betting man, it's already showing you it's certified, right? This is a certified level when we're talking about resistance. So what does that mean? Price action comes back down here. That's going to tell you a lot. One, I think you'll get price action. I think you'll get a bounce. What kind of bounce you looking at? Well, the problem with this one could be short-lived if it does come down and you get a bounce because you got 82,250. But that's okay. Like a scalp trade there at a 0.86%, you want to know what that equates to? Just come over here and you can put it in. 0.86. That did not pan out. I got to do the zero first. So I got to look around my microphone to see it. So that would be a $847 long position. Now, of course, you got to factor in fees. All right, so make that part of the equation. But again, I mean, that's still not bad, right? Risking 300-ish to make 847. I'm cool with that. right? That's not bad. But that's a very realistic move that you can identify on the charts very quickly. If it comes down here, cool. That'll be the move we'll be looking for. And what can you do? Take a little long position, right? You can mark that on your charts. Easy peasy. Squeeze that in a little bit. And then where we'll be looking, of course, below the previous day low. And let's see. Is it worth it? Risk to reward, 1.68. It's up to you, man. I'd like to see something a little closer to a 2 or above, but I would say it's something I would definitely consider. All right. I think you'll get price action. You get that little liquidity sweep. What are you looking for? Again, you want to look for it to close back in this range. All right. So look on a smaller time frame. Make sure you get a bullish candle. But that is what I'd be looking for. And you could squeeze this up maybe a little bit. That's just a little bit. So it's about 1.86. All right. So that's a very, very realistic setup there. But you got to keep an eye on it right now. What is it showing us right now, though? It's looking okay. It's looking okay. I mean, the market has tanked. Bitcoin said nope. Not only that, it's set a higher low on the smaller time frames, on the hourly. Your RSI, the prime oscillator, is looking good. All right, what are you seeing? You're seeing a trend. You're seeing a trend go up and right. I mean, it's oscillating with price action, but still, it's showing you that it's looking okay. As we work down to the 15-minute, let's see what that's showing you. A little bit of reversal. Looks like it's reset in here. Makes sense. 15-minute, that makes a lot of sense. True 7 came in there. Got your reversal. Telling you, ChartPrime, man. Oscillators are pretty fire. But let's go to the 5-minute. Kind of working our way down, right? Got overbought. Got the reversal. So, I mean, that was showing you definitely an opportunity there for a little bit of a pullback. I would have looked for it to come down a little bit further. All right, I'm be honest with you here. I guess you could adjust that a little bit just based on, look at that. I mean, it basically found support right at the resistance. Coming back left on the chart. Yeah, finding a little bounce there actually makes a lot of sense. All right, let me get rid of all this. So really, the deal right now is we're range bound. Interesting enough, with all the markets pulling back, we are range bound for Bitcoin. So I gave you a nice little level to look at. All right, so right around 81,550. Just keep your eye on that. You do you. All right. Again, you want to see some bullish structure with candles if it does come down there and you get a bounce. But that's where liquidity is at. And that's just been the name of the game. Came down, clear liquidity, bounce. Came down, liquidity, bounce. Came down, clears liquidity. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right. That being said, let's zoom out a little bit. We have talked about some key levels for Bitcoin, so I'm not going to beat those up. I mean, with the market the way it fell, the S&P and the NASDAQ, I'm freely going to say I did not expect this. Hard to say that this would be my expectation. If the S&P and the NASDAQ fell the way it did, I surely thought, see, this is none of us are perfect, and we have to be transparent and open. I surely thought we would come down to this level. Now, I wasn't like advertising that left and right. I was saying, hey, like this is definitely within the realm of possible, but I got to be 100. I got to be 100 with you. The current market conditions would have made me think that we were retesting this area right now. So what we're doing right now, like in terms of price action, staying in a range while everything else is getting pummeled, makes me feel really good. Should make everyone feel good, honestly. Traditional markets had 2 of their bloodiest days on record, and Bitcoin's just chilling. And a matter of fact, the altcoins bounced. So then, this made me think about something today. Was cryptocurrency a leading indicator for the rest of the market? I pose that question to you. Because let's be real, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, it started making its aggressive move down before the S&P and the NASDAQ. They were still kind of just trucking along. Bitcoin had already made its move down. Something to think about. I mean, obviously we can't fix, any kind of recession or any of that. That's going to be bad, as a whole. But I mean, this is it real talk was not my expectation. Now, yeah, like we pulled back a little bit here and there with Bitcoin, but like the past couple of days have just been very eye-opening for me. I'm going to be 100 with you. All right. Enough about that. So if Bitcoin gets through this red box here, I want you to draw this on your charts. This is key. This is key. This is key. This is key. You need a chart. I know you do. So this level right here between 89, we'll just call it 88.8 to 92.1, all right, is a key level for Bitcoin specifically. What you want to see is the arrow, all right? You want to see that. You want to break out. You want to retest. And then you got to look for bullish structure, candles, whatever you want to call it, all right? Once you get those bullish candles, then we are certified looking for continuation up and right. Now, I'm not here to call saying that that's what we're going to do. We're just trying to get ahead of price action, okay? So this is how the people that don't have time to trade every day, me being one of them most of the time, this is how you get ahead of it. So what happens is when this breaks, what we'll do is we'll come in and we'll put a line here. We'll put a horizontal line, we'll put an alert on it, and then we're waiting for price action to come back down and retest it and flip resistance into support. Once we see that, then we'll feel a lot more comfortable about where price is headed. But for now, we're doing okay. Holding strong. I like it. What you don't want to see. What you don't want to see is us break down below this range where we're at currently. Let me go ahead and zoom in on that just a little bit down to the 4 hour, because really the time frame does not matter on this. If we start getting candle closes under this range here, when I say this range, let's just go ahead and circle it. You don't want to see price action come down, go up, and then boom. Because where did we just see that? If you guys were paying attention, we just saw that on the S&P. We just saw that on the NASDAQ, right? They did exactly that. They fell out of the range, they retested, and then ultimately broke down. Well, that's what you don't want to see with Bitcoin. So this is what we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. This range is big. We're looking for it to break out, retest on either side of this range right here, and that is going to be our tell of where we're headed. Unless something happens in the world that is just so out of control that the price has to react. So right now you're in a range. If you're a trader, you're probably having fun. All right, because you are now seeing, it is very clear where this range is, and it's relatively easy to see on the chart. Other thing to consider, we do have this channel here. We've been honoring this channel for quite some time. It's another thing I want you to put in your charts. If you don't have it on your charts, let me get rid of all that nonsense. Sorry, you're going to see me go through a couple, there we go. Put this channel on your charts. It's clear, all right? It's clear that we're following the channel. So what are you looking for there? You want to see a breakout, right? I mean, one, if you have a downward bias, if you think price action is going to continue to just work its way down, then you're looking at the top of this. You're looking at this trend line to the top side, which has been acting as resistance as it's worked its way down. It even tried to break out, couldn't do it, didn't even get a daily close over it, fell right back into the range, came down. Keep that in your scan, okay? But same thing I said before, if it breaks out, the issue you have right now is all the resistance is on top of you. So as we zoom in a little bit here, you can get a clear breakout. That can happen. I just am very worried, I don't know, weary? We'll say weary that you'll see that. A rejection in this area, comes back down, retests this area. Now, that being said, this may not be ultimately a bad thing. If you get a rejection here, this could be a nice little scalp trade, intraday trade, where you take a short here, and then you look for the bounce here, at about 85,650, right? It's going to move in waves anyways, but the problem is you're reestablishing the range right here, which kind of leaves you open to continuation of the downside. But then you're just kind of looking for the candles. Are you getting bullish candles in this area once we come back and revisit it? That's you got to stick to the charts a little bit. So again, what we'll do is set an alert here at 85,650. So let's go through a couple of these. You're going to set an alert here at 88.9, 88.8. Let's actually do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to come back a little bit lower because we have the value area high. All right, we can already see that's acted as resistance itself. That's ultimately where we got the rejection. So let's put a line there, horizontal. It's going to cloud up my charts a little bit, but that's all right. Add an alert. So this is important. We're identifying key levels where we can see price action. So what'll likely happen in my mind is that liquidity is going to build up here. So what you guys know how I like to trade at this point is I'm going to look for a wick in this area. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We can get rid of that. But I'm going to look for a wick over 88,182. You got the quarterly pivot, you got the weekly high, and you just have a horizontal level of resistance all lined up in that area. And likely liquidity. Why would liquidity be there? Because you see resistance, and price action really trending down still. Even though it's held up well, give you that Bitcoin, but it's still trending down. So as price action trends down, what happens? Liquidity builds up. It gets hotter and hotter up here. People get more confident putting their stop loss up here. People get more confident taking leveraged short positions. And the liquidity will sit up here ultimately for price action to make a quick move up, wick, grab liquidity, reestablish the range, back down, retest 85,650, and then you get that bounce again. Right? It's playing games. It's going to take the liquidity on the top side, the bottom side. It's just what it's going to do. So that's kind of what I'll be looking for right now, current situation, right in the middle, right? We're at the point of control. We're right at the point of control. So that's like the median. That's the mean. That's the middle. So to be like, hey, where are we going to go from here? Like it's a guessing game. Anybody trying to tell you like they know where it's going to go from here is full of it. People that were calling the bottom on the NASDAQ and the S&P, full of it. And doubled down on it. Crazy. How can you do that? Like even if you have a smidge of ability with technical analysis, like how could you do that? It's wild. All right. So there's some key levels on Bitcoin. Let's look at XRP because it did come down into a zone. Came into a zone that I want to point out to you guys again. I didn't talk about it yesterday. Let's make sure fixed range volume profile is up to date. It is. You got the value area low at about $2.10. But $1.96, man. Look at that. $1.96. Couple things that lined up there. Fib, right? 0.382. Well, you know at this point, that's a bullish area, right? If we want to see continuation, bullish continuation, then the 0.382 makes sense. And you can see how clearly it's been support the whole time, right? Argument to be like, hey, there's a pennant. All right, maybe. I don't know. This is horizontal. It's really, you could even say it's a descending triangle. There's a descending channel. Here's the issue. If you say it's a descending triangle, right? That's putting pressure to the downside. That's actually bearish. You're saying, hey, you got a channel here that's descending. That's actually bullish. So up to you on how you want to look at it. This is where charting gets fun. But knowing that XRP has held its range the entire time, unlike anything else, everything else has fallen out of its range. XRP has not. That makes me think that a move to an upside is a lot more likely for XRP. So what does that look like? If we if we maintain support in this range and we break out of this channel, move up to $2.41, point of control or dynamic reactor is $2.34. I still think we'll call it 240. Let's use a round number. If Bitcoin continues to consolidate and hold the range, XRP to $2.40. That's what I'm looking at for XRP. Bottom side, right? So let's say we get a breakdown. That's going to be yucky. So I would look. Now, one thing that I've noticed, and I pointed that out yesterday, and I pointed out a couple times here recently, something that XRP has not done, that a lot of other assets have done, is they've retested the top of the range. So $1.61, probably move it up just a little bit, $1.62. But you got to see a breakdown. Breakdown retest, taking it down to $1.62. And you can see kind of a gap, right? There's not a lot of volume in here. I don't need to explain that to you. That was a quick move, which means there's not a lot of positions that are left there. Okay, there are positions that are left here, though. There is liquidity that's sitting here. I can almost promise you that. But a lot of assets have come down, broken down, and retested this area. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you opportunities both ways. But you're looking for a breakout here, breakout retest. Breakout retest. Look for that move up. Or you're looking for a breakout retest, move down. So this is how we can look at the charts and not have to get tied around which way is it going to go. Tell me up or down. I don't have to tell you up or down. I can tell you what to do or how to approach something or how to look at it once the move happens. Let the move come to you. That's one of my big things. Let the move come to you. Be patient and let it come to you. Increase your statistical probability by not trying to figure out if you're going up or down from the present position. Because likely when you're in the middle, what's it going to do? It's going to clear the liquidity to the top of the bind. Shake everyone out here. Everything goes dark on the liquidation heat map. Everyone gets wrecked. And then it'll make its move. You see all that volatility, all that craziness that goes on, right? And then everyone's like, oh, okay. And then that's when the move happens. And you're sitting there and you're like, damn, I got shook. So let it come to you. All right. So key zone that we're looking at for XRP right there. Again, look for a break retest. And vice versa. Coming up to even the point of control and the dynamic reactor, look for its interaction at that level. Do you get a nice wick off of that? Do you get a wick and then reestablishing underneath of it? Do you come up to the value area high? Get a wick above because you know there's liquidity sitting above the value area high. So these are the things that you should be looking for, not so much of where are we going to go right now. Start identifying levels on your chart. Be like, hey, value area highs here. Come back up on the chart. I can see there is price action in that area. Very clear price action of both support and resistance. Cool. That's a key level for me, $2.62. Note it, mark it, put a notification on it, do whatever it is that you have to do to be like, okay, this is that time where I now need to come and look at the chart. This is a way to do it. If you're a 9-to-5er and you're trying to make trades without staring at the charts and making your eyeballs bleed like all the other memes that are out there, this is a way to do that. This is how you get ahead of the charts. That's why fixed range volume profiles are dope. All right. That is XRP. Let's see. Oh, Piper's in there. Boom, shakalaka. What's up? He said agree, but when it breaks, it will be furious. I'll tell you what, man. It could be. But that's fine. A lot of times, how many times have we seen it come back and retest the level? You missed that first move and you're like, oh man, I missed it. It was aggressive. It went up to the point of control. And what did it do? Came all the way back down, retested the level, and then went up. So, I mean, it's just a conservative way to play the game. And yeah, if you want to play the breakout, by all means, you can do that by playing the breakout. What's a way you can do that and protect yourself? Let's look at that, right? Because there are people that play breakouts. Like, hey, they think it's going to be an aggressive move up. That's cool. Then literally, simple enough. Again, take your little position. Mark it on the chart. All right, that's a 1-to-1, not ideal. Maybe we're looking for a little bit of a swing trade. This would be a nice little just over 2-to-1. Understand that you could have some drawdown though. So now you're accepting the fact that you could have drawdown. Why do I say you're accepting the fact that you could have drawdown? Because it may come back down and retest this zone. It may come back and retest this trend line. Understanding, hey, it may go up, point of control, come back, retest the trend line. You're still in the game though. This is why you have a stop loss. Right? You're still in the game. All Gucci. A little bit of drawdown. Don't get scared. Don't be too quick either. Like if this is a swing trade you're trying to take, you know, this may not be, this could be intraday or swing. I'd say probably a little bit more intraday if you think it's going to be an aggressive move up. But understand that your stop loss is there for a reason. So what's your expectation is if the price does come back down to this trend line, don't just aggressively, like if it goes up and it goes to point of control, what I'm saying is don't aggressively take your stop loss and put it above your entry or at your entry for something like this. Because it's very much within reason that you come back down, retest this trend before you ultimately see that move up and right. But if you get the aggressive move, you've caught it. If you get a move that doesn't come back down to retest and it goes straight up to the value high, you're good. I mean, but you know, just understand what you're getting into if you get into a move like that. Not really the, you know, I don't know, for me, preferred approach because I'm conservative in my trade entries. I wait for the retest. I get that retest with a bullish candle. What happens? So let's say you get a retest, all right? You could have played it here. Got it. You could play it here at the breakout. What are you losing by it coming down and retesting that area? Realistically. So remember, you're going to be on a smaller time frame. So we'll call it 3%. What's the overall move? If you get in here, it's a 20% move. Different ways to skin the cat. There always is. There always is. But this is, you know, these are the things that we have to figure out as traders. So what we got. Defiant, in and out crypto. Here we go. Let's see what we got going on there. Let's go. Let's go full screen. Let's say what's up to the people in the chat here. Bro, hook a brother up with a link for where I can get a BTC vet cap. I got this at Bitcoin conference, man. They were there. I can't even remember the name of who was there. But are you going to the Bitcoin conference in Vegas? Let me know. I don't even have their information. I will try to look it up, but like literally just type in Bitcoin veteran and see if it pops, man. There was a couple dudes there and I saw the hat and I just had to have it. I'll be real with you. I had to have the hat. I think Keeper got one too. He had like a dark charcoal one that was pretty nice looking as well. Sweet. All right, I see Mike Play in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. In and out crypto. There it is. Yeah, this hat is actually not from In and Out Crypto. So I love In and Out Crypto. Rocco's my dude. You can use the 10% code. You can get that fresh swag. I got a dope Bitcoin hoodie. It is my favorite hoodie. It is literally my favorite hoodie. I got shirts, Solana, Bitcoin, all that, and I'll be wearing them at the conference. I'm going to be rocking In and Out Crypto, no doubt. There was a couple dudes there, man. There was a couple dudes there. They had a little room down. Like, if you were at the Bitcoin conference and you walked to where this was, you wouldn't have even known this was part of the conference. That's how far away they were from everything. But that being said, hit me up. If you're not going to be at the conference, DM me, and I will look for the hat when I get there this time. and you can send me, you know, some USDT or something, and we'll figure it out, man. All right. Hit me up on X, pop in the Discord. If you don't have the link for that, I think that's in the pin there. But just find a way to get in touch with me and remind me, and I will look for the hat for you, man. That's how I roll. He only wants female wrenches. Oh, that's right. I got you, Piper. I should put you on timeout, but I'll add you as a moderator. All right. There it is. Piper is now a mod. Congratulations. You made it. 0311. I'd love to go, but I can't get in the US. I'll search online and DM you. Yeah, man. Just hit me up. Hit me up. We'll make it happen. All right. So we've looked at Bitcoin. We've looked at XRP. We've spit some alpha. It is that time. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to just drop a token. Any token of your choice. I will wait for it. And we need music. My music is done playing. You know, we got to get that 90s Skinamax and HBO music going. Here we go. All right. Life is good now. We're back. Sweet. All right. Sweet it is. Game Face Brothers. What's up, man? What's up to you? Hey, if you guys haven't yet, please do me a solid. Hit that like button. Let's grow the channel. I'm giving it to you, man. I ain't holding back. There's nothing paywall about what I'm doing right now on the charts. Let's be real. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you zones. I'm giving you thought process. I'm not holding back. All right. Let's look at SWE. We've been talking about SWE quite a bit recently. So you can see the zone here. All right. Look at this. Look at this. We actually talked about this exactly yesterday. What did I say? There's liquidity down here. I love it. I love it. Now we're on the 8 hour. That's looking good. But what did we talk about here yesterday? That I said there would probably be liquidity down here just looking at the price action. Liquidity would be down here. What do we want to see? We want to see a wick down here, get the liquidity, reestablish the zone, and close a candle. If you're on the 4 hour, there it is. All you need now is Bitcoin to hold. And that's my concern. I'm gonna be honest with you. That is my concern. If Bitcoin was in a clear place of consolidation that, gosh, with all the data, this is tough. Because I'm legit thinking about, should I take a long on SWE right now? The thing that scares me is just the market. Oscillator's working its way up. Let's go ahead and let's work our way down here. Let's look at the 8 hour. All right. True 7 just flashed. 4 hour. Okay. It's bending up. 1 hour. Looking good. 15 minutes. Little cool off on the 15, but that happens a lot quicker. Getting above the dynamic reactor on the 15. Let's go back to the hourly. You got the dynamic reactor to the top side. Got the point. You got $2.36. Looks like it's a little bit of a horizontal level there. Man, I wish I would have looked at this a little sooner. I would have looked at this morning. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's look at pros and cons here. Start with the cons. You're starting to see a little bit of a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows. Not ideal. Not ideal. Pros. Minus XRP, Bitcoin, it seems to be holding up a little bit better than some of its friends. All right, here was a very clear range that it established. Got a nice pop, came back down. And now it's still just trying to maintain that range. That's good. Stay on the top side of this trend. Also good. Man, this is tough. See if we have any trends just from the price action itself. Yeah, okay, so that was already identified. That's what that trend line was there, looking at the top. And really, that's just taking the median. It's not like a hard trend line, but we did see a breakout, right? And that is the value area high of the previous range. So what do we, what was I just talking about with XRP? Most of the other assets, SWI included, some of the other altcoins have come down to at least retest this range before we made the move up. So a lot of assets moved the move up together, but they came back to retest this area. Argument to be said is, if you guys like, if you like the head and shoulders, you could see that a little bit here. But one of the things I will point out to you that I talked about maybe a couple of days ago as well is look at the shoulders. All right, take that into consideration. What you don't want to see is saggy shoulder, to the downside, right? You don't want to see that. You would prefer to see this right here. That gives you a little bit of hopium that it holds up. Ah, man, this is tough. Because I'm not just saying it's tough to read. It's tough because I want to take a position on it. Looking at Bitcoin. Very similar moves. Holding the range. Bitcoin's a North Star, right? Let's make this large. Bitcoin is the North Star. Concerns. Obviously, trend. If we push up, you got resistance for Bitcoin itself. Where's liquidity? Bulk of liquidity is down here. Let's go back to SWI. Very similar price action. Now this is more aggressive. It's altcoin. Had a breakout. People jumped in. Retail jumped in. Crypto face is trading it. But the price action is very similar. Structure-wise, right? And then move up. This was just... I'm back. Yeah, there you go. Move up, move up. I don't know if that aligns date-wise. Let's double check that. 27 March. Where's 27 March? So yeah, it about aligns. Yeah, my concern right now is Bitcoin being at resistance. So this is what I would say for SWI. I'm probably going to hold off. What am I going to look for? I'm probably, for me, it's going to be a no trade zone in here. $2.22 to $2.36. It's going to be a no trade zone for me. Can it pogo around in here? Yeah, you can take advantage. You can do intraday. You can do scalps. Got it. Cool. But like when I'm talking about taking a position on SWI, I'm talking about heavy. I want it to break this area first, and I may tweak this just a little bit. All right, because it was like a macro fib retracement. The golden pocket, got it. But really, what I'm really gonna look at is I want to try to fine tune where this resistance is. Make a little zone, fine tune it a little bit, and then I'm going to be looking for it to break that area. Then I'll feel more comfortable about making that move up to retest this area again. So what's that going to look like? Let's say we take the tippy top, which I'm not going to say we need to break the tippy top of that wick. That would be a 10% move. I'm all over that, man. I am about that. So yeah, that's what I think I'm going to wait for. This zone is kind of critical. You've already shown a penchant that you will go down below, even though it was only wicks. You are seeing buying pressure in here. All good things. Concern right now is just Bitcoin being the North Star, and SWI has kind of stopped the divergence, right? It's starting to marry up in terms of price action. So the pop that we had was short-lived. You know, we're back to being normal. Well, actually, Bitcoin moved even more aggressively than SWI did. When you're looking at that here. So yeah, keep an eye on this area. $2.36, really up to about $2.47. Keep an eye on that. If you see some candle closes above that area, if you see it come down and retest, now, and don't get too tied at $2.36, but if you see something where there's a retest in here with some bullish candles and you get a little bit of a breakout, then yeah, going back up and revisiting $2.80, $2.82 is not out of the question at all. I'm just a little concerned in here. It's chopping there, and I don't want to be caught with my pants around my ankles because it falls back out of the zone because Bitcoin gets rejected, because it's starting to marry up with Bitcoin a little bit in terms of price action. I mean, these candles, let's look at these two candles, just the last two 8-hour candles at 03 and 1100. Welcome to the military. Very similar. This is the 8-hour as well. Bearish, bullish. Bearish, bullish. So word of caution there, but I mean, there's potential. So keep an eye on it, all right? So how do we keep an eye on it? Click that area, and I think I already got an alert on it. Let me just resave it. There you go. Sometimes you got to refresh them if it gets hit. Don't want to do that, but I do want to get rid of this stupid little dot I made. There it is. All right, see what you guys are doing here in the chat. I would set a short on the reactor right there. This is the 8-hour though, man. Like shorts on the daily, I'm all in. Here's the 4-hour. I mean, there's definitely going to be resistance there. There's no doubt about it. And that's what I'm saying. You get this zone, you know, I'd say right around here. Just looking at some of the price action, you get the zone right here. If you break that, though, a 10% move to the upside makes a lot of sense. But yeah, you could see, I understand what you're saying, Piper. Price action comes up, hits the reactor, comes back down, and boom. But that's what I'm talking about too. Like, hey, wait for that retest. Let it break out. Wait for the retest. And then look for that move up. Gosh, man, I'm very tempted to like just take a play on that now, to be real with you. It's just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my holdup, man. That is my holdup. All right, let's see what you got going. It's those sunglasses. You can't see the red indicator. Who's this guy with his pants around his waist? Trading halt incoming. Is the TradeFly still dumping? Didn't Japan halt? I think Japan halted yesterday. Pretty sure they did. Dump city. Are people flooding TradeFly and coming over to crypto? Are people coming to Bitcoin as a safe haven now? Oh my gosh. Where does the pain end, my friends? Where does it end? This is amazing though. Bitcoin up 1%. Nasdaq down 6.95%. SPX down 5.6%. What is happening? Hyper, are you still bearish? I gotta know. Are you still bearish? Bitcoin's showing you something right now, man. Bitcoin is showing you something. Still bearish. All right. Army Pipe Bear. King Bear. I like Pipe Bear. Pie Bear. Pie Bear. Army Pie Bear. I got it. Right on. All right. So we've looked at a few things today. Gave you a couple key levels to look at. XRP. Definitely keep your eye on that. SWI. We got a little range for you guys to look at. Look for that breakout retest on either side of it, right? On either side. We're finding a range, okay? It's very key to understanding, you know, what kind of movement we can get with an asset, especially if we come back and retest it, right? This is proof in the pudding right here. We find a key level on the S&P 500. That was your support area. That was your dynamic reactor. And I'm telling you, the 8-hour, hold up, let me bring it up for you. The 8-hour dynamic reactor on S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Fire. It literally, look at this. If you waited for the retest of the dynamic reactor once it flipped, let's even take the lowest. We'll take the lowest. That move right there from this candle close, to right here, 11%. You could have done it with traditional TA just by drawing a support level. I got it. But this is now showing you, like, this is like a confirmation of trend, saying, hey, yeah, trend is bearish now. And look how quick that came in. I want you to see how quick that came in. Do you get a little, you know, couple flashes here? That's why I say, like, I don't know that I would necessarily take longs off of it. I mean, shorts. Let me fix myself. I don't know that I would necessarily take shorts, but getting in a long position and staying in a long position until this thing flips with probably a retest would make a lot of sense. And it minimizes your exposure. Let's say we dump. Let's say we continue this dump. Say stuff gets weirder and weirder. You're out. And it's easy. You can set an alert on this too. So when this flips, it'll give you a notification. And that is like a massive swing trade that you would have been in since November of 23. It looks like it might have flipped right there for a second, came back up. But like, again, I would wait for some candle closes underneath before I go exiting my long position. So understand, you gotta build in, you know, a couple pieces of your strategy to this, but it's very minimal. I had a financial advisor trying to pitch to me yesterday. Hey, well, look at this fund. Look at this strategy. And they compared it to the S&P 500. And they're like, well, is there anything that stands out to you? Do you have any questions? I was like, yeah. Your strategy in comparison to the S&P 500, there is a massive divergence. And the S&P 500 outperformed your strategy by 5%. Why would I invest in your strategy? It doesn't make any sense. Made me giggle. Needless to say, I probably won't be investing in that strategy. All right. But ChartPrime, check out the links, man. They're legit. Cool. Coming back down to the chat real quick. What indicator is this? Are we talking about ChartPrime? All right. This is ChartPrime. Let me pull this up right here. Market Oracle Pro Plus by ChartPrime. All right, you can get the, I think you can just get the Pro. If I have the Pro Plus, but I think you can just get the Pro if I understand correctly. We'll just go. Let's go to the website. What else I got to do with my life here? Take my dog to get shots. It's real, by the way. Let's click my own link. Let's do this. ChartPrime. Let's go to pricing. All right, ChartPrime Pro. Let's look at the yearly one. $489 paid yearly. So, yeah, it costs money. It costs money, but you can get that back. There is no doubt about it. There is obviously a Prime 20 deal there, 20% off. But the good part about this, where's the value? You get classes by Alex O, OC guy, Army Piper's in there, right? He's going with he's doing some classes with chart hackers too. Like this, the value is not just with the indicator itself. The indicator is nice. The indicator is great. It's learning how to trade and incorporate this, right? And it really, I would say that the incorporation of the indicator is more so a confirmation of what you're seeing on the chart, right? A lot of what, Alex and OC are looking at on the charts is not just the indicator. This is just, how do I build upon that? How do I validate what I'm seeing? But they're teaching you all that. And you get trading setups. That's in there as well. There's a great Discord. It's open, right? You can ask all the questions you need, you want, and you can really learn. So that's where I think the value is. Honestly, not so much the indicator. I mean, the indicator is dope, but it's the people inside the Discord, I think, is where some of the real value is. Anyways, that's it. This is ChartPrime. Obviously, there's a link for it. There's 20% off right now. Go ham. And if you want to give it a test run, try it out. Do the monthly. I've done dumber stuff with $67. I'm not going to lie to you. I lose that in trading fees. One trade. Right here. I lose that. So, give it a spin. See if you like it. All right, cool. Enough shilling. You did ask, though. All right. I'm going to get out of here. You guys honestly are the best. Please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Come over to the Discord, mix it up with us. We're dropping alpha over there too. And you have an AI bot that you can talk to any time of the night. If you're feeling lonely, trust me, Tom, @ Stinger, will keep you company. There's no doubt about it. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Hope all of you have a good weekend. Trade safe, be safe, and I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.